Welcome to a guide to new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. It's Thursday the 4th of July. Happy Independence Day to our American cousins over the pond. We have a couple of new mods. Some interesting ones today, a few different bits and bobs going on. At first glance, right in front of us, we've got the John Deere T560. And there are a couple of, I say a couple, there's more than a couple of changes to this, which I quite like. And we've also got a mod from Holger Sengstock that we're going to have a look at in a moment. I dare to use the word game changer again. It will make a big difference to the game, the way you play it possibly. Yeah, you know what, game changer, I'm going with it. So we're going to start off with the T560. This is a new mod by DasAlex. When I say it's a new mod, the harvester is, for all intents and purposes, the same. It's not a new version, a new type or anything like that, but there are some tweaks that have been done to this which make it rather interesting. So, what we're starting off with? Well, the harvester itself, if we scroll across, we've got the T560 standard in-game version, 285,000, 33 slots, 387 horsepower, all that kind of thing. Scroll right across and we come to the modded version, 285,000. It is also 33 slots, 387 horsepower, 10,000 litre capacity. Everything's the same for all intents and purposes. Now, things that are different here is that we do have Trelleborgs, we do have Michelins, but we now have miters. I'm going to say miters, just go with it, which aren't on the standard version. And we've also got, if you look on the miters, if we go back one, how much bigger the miters are. You've got the Trelleborgs, the Michelins, and the miters really lift that front end up. And we'll set up on the miters, we can have standard, wides, or crawler track as well. Realistically, the crawler track option, you could go with any of the other ones and have the crawler track option. So, but then we've also got Starfire, and it does say in the mod description that this is configurable, which I'm assuming must mean PC, because if I put that to on, it adds the Starfire, which is fantastic, but obviously that's not going to have any impact. We haven't got GPS on console or anything like that, so that's not going to have an impact, but it is there as an option. I'm just double checking. It says Starfire can be configured. I think that just means you can have it on or off, or on the machine or off the machine. So for all intents and purposes, on the face of things, not a lot has changed on the harvester itself, other than the addition of the miters. Where things start to change then comes down to the headers. So we scroll across and we've got the T560 header, the 625X, 49,500. That's the standard in-game one, 7.6 metre. We scroll right the way across, we come to the new one, the 625X, but it's 60,000. It's a bit more expensive. And there's a reason for that, which we'll come to in a second. It's all in one piece when you buy it for 60,000, but as you can see, it's got the canola section. Normally when you go and do canola, the headers will automatically put those bits on. This one's different. You've seen it already from the start. And then we move on to part of this pack is also the header trailers. Now we've got the TM Leguans, however you want to say it, the 24 and the 40 standard, but then we've got the Quattro 60. I think that was a Quattro 40, isn't it? But we've got the Leguan 24, 4,000 to buy. And when we have a look at this one, we've got a few options. We can change the main colour, which I would put it to John Deere if I'm going to be running a John Deere. We can change the rim colour. Hang on. We can change the rim colour to whatever we want. I'll leave it on white for the time being. Actually, we could put it on John Deere yellow, couldn't we? Now, design, where you actually put your header on, you can change the position of the header with design. Design 1 is there, design 2 is there. So it just shifts the position of where the actual header will sit on there. And then we can have work light, we'll get there in a minute, work light no or yes. So you can have a beacon on the back as well. Fantastic. That's all rather wonderful. This is where things are different. So the canola header section is actually separate. You buy it all together, but rather than it just appearing and disappearing automatically, it's now a piece that can be removed. I'm going to check that in a minute to see whether you can still do canola without it or whether you do have to add it on. So we're going to test that in a second. Now, as far as the harvester goes, and this is what we're going to check. Let's start it up. The harvester itself, like I say, not a lot of change to it. But cameras, we have got additional cameras now, and these I like a lot. So we've got our inside camera. We've now got a pipe camera, which I think is just fantastic. I love that. That's a cool one. But even better than that, we've got the trailer hitch cam. How many times have you been in cab doing whatever you're doing, or you struggle to see where the hitch is? Not anymore. Trailer hitch cam, straight on, bang, done, back to normal view. That is brilliant. I really honestly like that. I think those camera views are brilliant. Nice additions. You know, like I say, there may be some argument, well, it's just it's the harvester, fine. But those additions make a big difference. So let's hook that header up. 625X. Drop that down a bit. And then we'll come a bit closer. And we'll hook that on as well. Lift that up. Who says? Oh yeah, because it's a separate piece now. Lift that up. What we're going to do, we're going to whiz over to a canola field. That seems really big and bulky on the front there now, doesn't it? That seems huge. Anyway, right, let's go over to canola field and let's check it out. Bear with me 1 second. So we have arrived at our canola field. Canola front is on, so what we'll do is go to the main harvester, turn it all on and drive forward, and we should harvest our canola, no problem at all. Fantastic. Now what I'm going to do is turn that off. Drop that down and take that off. And what I'll do now is see if we can harvest canola without it. Turn it on. Yep, we can. So we'll check out that suspension as we go across the field, but it just means, you know, to add that bit of realism, you can add the canola header section on if you want to. You don't have to. I really do like that suspension. That's really cool. I wonder what that looks like while we're harvesting. That's a fantastic camera angle. I'm going to have to use this harvester a lot now when I'm doing videos, just to get some different camera angles. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Anyway, that's the John Deere T560 pack from DasAlex. The first of the mods today. The second of the mods we're going to go and have a look at in store first, and then we'll have a look at it in action. It depends what thumbnail I chose. I haven't decided which one I'm going to go with yet. But under headers, we have got in store already. We've got the Kemper 360 Plus, we've got the Kemper 390 Plus, and we've got the New Holland SFI? My eyesight's terrible. SFI 900. So the Holger Sengstock pack, as you can see on all three of those, it will do corn. So when you're doing your silaging, when you're making silage, thanks farm dog, when you're making silage, you can do it with grass and that kind of stuff, or you can do silage in a corn crop, which normally gives you a pretty good yield, and that's what those headers are for. Now this pack is the multi-harvest headers by Holger Sengstock. If we scroll across a little bit further, we have got the same one, the Kemper 360 Plus, which is 8 slots. We've got the Kemper 390 Plus, that's 6 metres, that's 9, and then we've got the SFI 900 New Holland. They're a bit more expensive, both 4 slots but 9 metres. But if you look at the bottom, you can now chaff and turn into silage all of those crop types. So it's no longer just corn. So if you decided on your map, I want to do a massive silage harvest, it doesn't have to be just corn anymore. Now I would assume, and I haven't tested this yet, that corn is still going to give you your biggest yield. But it does mean any crops you can now turn into chaff and silage, put them into your bunker silo. It doesn't have to rely on corn all the time. That, I think, is a game changer. That makes a big difference. If you do a lot of silage and stuff like that, and you're always relying on that corn crop, or you're doing grass, or whatever you're doing, this changes things. It really does change things. So, I've got the New Holland Sfi 900, the 9-metre one, on the New Holland forage cruiser, the FR 780. It was an FR 850 on 17, wasn't it? Yeah. And I've got one of the random trailers on the back just to make life a little bit easier for us. Going back into the store and just having a quick look. Options available on them. I don't think there are any. Nope, they come as they are. But let's be honest, that change is massive. Let's just jump in there. Start it up. Now, I don't know, I'm assuming it's the mod, or it could be the mod's interaction with the new crops that it can now do, but we are on an oat field and we are turning oats into chaff. The chaff is going in the back. Now admittedly the chaff is still green, but it's a bit stuttery. Now when I put the header down, I did notice it kind of hit the floor quite low, so I'm not sure if that interaction with the harvester is off a little bit. I don't know. Let's turn it off. Back it up again. Let's drop that header down, just quickly look. Yeah, it's kind of lifting up a little bit. But, so that's oats. If I now take it round, we've got a wheat field just over here. It will do sunflower, it will do soybean. It does say in the Modhub description that it will work on modded maps with different crops, provided the map maker has made some alterations. Let's just have a quick look. I don't want to get this wrong. Yes, it says as long as the creator has assigned the correct category to the map. So it will do other crops as well, but it will do corn, sunflower, wheat, barley, canola, soybean and oat. It will silage all of them. So what we'll do is just do a quick bit of wheat just to show you, but I think that's a big thing. That's going to make a huge difference. Like I say, if you're doing multiplayer, if you're, you really want to get a load of silage on the go, why not? It's then going to come down to a lot of testing. Which crop is going to give you the most? Is it going to average out? There's going to be some testing required if you want to know those types of things. Also then it comes down to a ratio. Is it cheaper to plant corn? Is it cheaper to plant wheat, barley, any of the other ones? Which is the cheapest? Which is going to give you the most chaff for your buck, so to speak? But I think that's huge, and the fact you can switch from field to field to field with the same header, and because it's turning it all into chaff, it's not going to give you that thing coming up saying that it's the wrong crop or anything like that. So there you go. I think that's brilliant. That's yeah, the multi-harvest headers from Holger Sengstock. Big changes indeed. I like that, like both the mods today. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest, whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.